Good.
All right, welcome back. So we were talking about the pursuit of vision and transformational leadership. So we want to continue with this thought that leadership is lifting a person's vision, and it's the raising of a person's performance to a higher standard. And then lastly, very important, is the building of a personality beyond its normal limitations. So as you are growing as a leader, you're being transformed. And so you are going beyond your limitation. You're trying to make sure that your personality, your character is being developed, that you're becoming the man or the woman that God is calling you to be. So you're not just doing things just to do it. There's a transformation that's taking place. You're being very specific, very strategic. You're being very objective in what you're doing. All right, so the power of vision. We want to talk about the power of vision. The vision of an organization, very important point. The vision of an organization acts as the magnetic north. What does that mean? Whatever goal that you set, your vision pulls you up to reach that goal. The more you embrace your vision, the more you seek to fulfill the vision, whether it be personal or corporate vision. It's pulling you higher, to a higher dimension, a higher level of excellence, a higher level of commitment, a higher level of being more and more aware of the need to challenge yourself. Okay? So it's a magnetic north. There's a book called The Leadership Challenge. It's one of the best books on leadership. If you have a chance, get a copy of it. Okay, it's used in many colleges and universities, even at the doctoral level. When I was doing the Leadership Challenge, that's the Leadership Challenge. All right, it's by Kouzes and Posner, Posner and Kouzes, Kousses or SEZ. I don't remember how to spell the document, but Kouzes and Posner. All right, great book, The Leadership Challenge. All right, so let's move forward here. The power of vision. Do not despise. This is a common thing we use in the Bible. We say this all the time. Do not despise the what? Small beginnings. Everything in life that becomes great started small. Every person who ever achieved great things started small. Whether that person be an athlete, a business person, a leader, a church leader, a politician, whatever the person is, if this person is considered to be a great individual, they started small. You can go back in their lives, you will see that even as a child, they demonstrated some leadership skills. Even as they were young people, wherever they went among their peers, everybody could notice this kid is different. This kid has a special gift. This individual has something special. But they started small. They didn't seek to make $1 million the first year of their business. Okay? Their goal was, okay, I just want to stay afloat. All right? I just want to make sure I break even the first year. All right? But many of them also failed. So when we say do not despise the small beginnings, we are also saying there will be times of failure. You see, you will not know that you have achieved success if you had no failure. True success is a result of what? Failures. Okay? So, don't despise the small beginning. But I want to say this now. Your destiny, your purpose, the vision, the call, the plan of God for your life starts with the seeds. Everything starts with a thought, an idea. As somebody's planted a seed within your spirit, man, your mind, your heart. So your destiny is encrypted in the seeds that you plant in the early days of your what? Journey to success. Whatever seeds you planted at the beginning, these are the very things that later on, years later, you find their fruit. Okay? So I have a tree. That tree was what? A seed. It didn't become a tree overnight. It had to be planted. It had to be watered. The ground had to be toiled. Correct? It's the same thing. Your success, you can't expect success overnight. You can't expect your vision to come into fruition overnight. It's going to take time. But every seed that you plant, by seed I mean both positive and negative. Your job is to make sure that you do not allow the negative seeds to take roots. But you will do everything you can to make sure that the good seeds not only die within, but that they grow roots, and then it grows into a tree that bears fruit. Are you with me?
Yes.
Everything is encrypted in a seed. So this guy became a billionaire after 20 years of business. But when he first started, he probably invested $500, $1,000, $300. Sometimes he invested money he didn't have. But you look at him today, you say, man, Warren Buffett is a billionaire. How did it happen, Warren? He's going to tell you. It was a lot of hard work. It was a lot of investments, many losses. But he did that consistently because he had a what? A vision. And because he had a vision, he's planted the seed necessary to make sure that the vision is what? Is fulfilled. No one ever achieves success overnight. Don't be fooled. Nobody in the world ever achieves success overnight. Now, biblical vision is a community enterprise. You cannot fulfill a biblical vision. Now, I can go back to even secular vision. There's a lot of secular companies today. McDonald's, Disney, all of these are secular. But they couldn't be what they are today by just the visionary by himself. It was a community enterprise. There were a lot of people that came alongside and what? Invested, poured their time, made sacrifices. You don't know how many people are working around the clock to make their businesses successful. So if you're going to have a vision that is successful, you can't do it alone. You get it? After a while, the fact that you are one individual will become a what? Come on. Instead of being, what does it become?
What was that? What was it?
Come on. A hindrance, a liability, because you can't do everything by yourself. Believe you me, I'm feeling that right now. Okay? I'm feeling that. And I'm speaking from experience. The next place that God is taking me, I can't do it by myself. You get it? So I'm already thinking about what it is that I need to do, what changes I need to make in order to transition from doing things by myself to having other people doing things with me. Are you with me?
Yes.
It's important, and we're going to get to that in a minute. Why? Rome was not built in one day, and your destiny has its own genesis. All of us started somewhere. 17 years ago, I started this. I was in my early 20s. I had no idea about all the pieces in the puzzle. But it was scary because I started teaching people that were already in 20 years of leadership in ministries. And I was not even ordained when I started teaching them. So it was scary. I had pastors that had been in ministry 20-something years sitting in my classes, in my trainings. And I'm like, okay, God, you want me to do this? You know, and I had to teach these people. But that was my start. Wherever you start is not your final destination. So whatever you go through at the beginning is not an indication of what it's going to look like in the future.
That's right.
These beginnings are preparing you to be the best that you can be.
Amen.
If you are never challenged, you will never grow.
That's right.
If you don't experience failure, you will never understand what success really is. So a lot of people are failing thinking they are succeeding. Get the point? Because success comes by exposure. You want me to repeat that? If the people that you hang around are doing the same thing that you are doing over and over again for years, you will think you are successful because the environment, the people that you are doing things with, they're not changing. You think it's success because they have been doing it for a long time. They feel comfortable. But if you expose yourself to people outside of that circle and you see things being done differently, you see a different perspective, then you look back at where you were and you're like, no, I was doing it all wrong because I was never exposed to different ways of doing it. So true success comes after I've discovered I have failed. Then I change my ways because I've been exposed to a different. You following me? So you cannot expect to remain static in one place and reach success. Vision does not happen in station. Vision takes place in movement. Vision doesn't happen by me being comfortable. Vision happens when I decide to get out of my comfort zone, challenge myself, reach people that I've never reached before, talk to people that are outside of my community, people outside of my race, people outside of my business. You get it? Mm-hmm. So it's important to understand, if you want to reach your destiny, you will need to be what? Consistent, disciplined, and what else? Work hard. What does that mean? Consistent. If I'm consistent at doing the same thing and not getting better results, that's not good consistency. I am being consistent at doing something that is counterproductive. So I need to change and become consistent at doing the right thing. You get it? Yeah. Then, when I begin to do the right thing, I need to discipline myself. Because I will have a tendency to go back to what I'm used to, which is mediocrity. You with me? I'll have a tendency, listen, if I'm always negative, pessimistic about the future, and I want to see different results, what do I need to do? I need to change my thinking. As I'm changing my thinking, my mind wants to go back to how it used to think before, which is what? Negative. So what do I need to do now? I need to discipline my mind to think positively. Then I got to work hard at constantly exposing myself to positive people, positive environment, places that will fuel my vision, that will refurbish my energy, re-energize me to keep moving forward. Are you with me? Yeah. Vision has to be revisited all the time. That's why I wrote this on the board. Very important. On the PowerPoint. There is a process of rediscovering your vision. And then when you rediscover the vision that God has for you, you renew your mind. Whatever God spoke to you 5 years ago, if you look at it today, I bet you're looking at that with a different set of lens. Because you had 5 years under your belt of experiences. Now you can look back with those 5 years and say, man, at the beginning, I saw it this way, but now it's different. I'm rediscovering this vision because I discovered some things about myself I didn't know about me before. I discovered more things about God that I didn't know before. I discovered more things about life that I didn't know before. Through what? Experience. So I have to rediscover the vision consistently.